It's my Eurovision 2020 Top 41 countdown, places 25 to 21. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. If you've not subscribed yet, please do click on that button and also the notification bell, and please do like, share and comment below. So we are reaching sort of near the halfway point of the top 41, just outside the top 20, and this will be the last in the countdown series where I take a bunch of 5 songs at one time. After this, once we get into the top 20, I will have slightly fewer songs per video. But we kick off with my number 25, and it is Portugal and Elisa and Medo de Sontia. Now, those who might remember my countdown from last year, Portugal was my number 3, and you can see it in my t-shirt here. Now, had the winner of Festival da Canção been Bárbara Tinoco's Passepartout or Felipe Sambaro's Gebera Amarelo do Sul, Portugal probably would have been a bit higher up, probably in my top 10. That said, I do like this song from Elisa. It's kind of quite slow, quite dreamy. It has a kind of build up through the song, and I find it sort of quite relaxing. But it does have, with the kind of the drums and the percussion that's kind of build through the song, it provides a kind of underlying sort of strength to it. Sadly, Elisa will not be at Eurovision next year because the rules of Festival da Canção state that the previous year's winner cannot enter the next year, and because that's the way Portugal does their selection, it looks like it may be little time before, or if ever, we see Elisa at Eurovision. At 24 is Spain, Blas Canto and Universo. So it's the second of the big 5 in my countdown. Former boy band member Blas Canto was Spain's entry. He formerly tried to represent Spain at Junior Eurovision all the way back in 2004, but he was pipped at the post by sort of another artist. However, he will get to represent Spain, and so he will definitely be in a Eurovision Grand Final because it's been announced that he will be the entry for next year. Now, this was actually the first song that was released in its kind of contest form for 2020. And to be honest, I was, at the time, back in January now, which feels like another world, another life ago, I was a little bit disappointed in this one from the fact that it just didn't feel as Spanish as I quite like Spanish entries to be. And I know I like that distinctly sort of Spanish pop. But actually I think, you know, this is a solidly sort of mid-table entry. It's got a quite, there's a hook and catchiness about it. But I will keep my fingers crossed that next year we might get something a bit more Spanish poppy or just Spanish sounding from Blas. At 23 is Estonia, Uku Suviste and What Love Is.
I never imagined the power, I never imagined the need, I never imagined what love is. Now love is all I dream. How wonderful was the awakening.
So this is perhaps a little bit of a guilty pleasure. I know my very good friend and sort of fellow Eurovision fan, Clive, absolutely loves this one, and this is his number 1 or 2, I think. However, if you look at a lot of the other online rankings and juries that have come out so far, poor Estonia is being put near the bottom of a lot of those, which I think is a bit rough. Uku has been around quite a long while. He's a music producer as well as a singer-songwriter. He's tried to enter Estelal a few times. He was actually the runner-up last year, and it was a bit of a surprise win this year. I think there's an argument that this is a little bit old-fashioned, but I really quite enjoy listening to it and can listen to it sort of repeatedly. And I think much like a fine wine, 37-year-old Uku seems to be sort of getting very better with age. He won't necessarily be at the contest next year. He won't get an automatic pass to the contest, but the organisers of Estelal have said that he will have a place in Estelal, but he will have to go through the semis and the final and win again. So not all hope is lost for Uku, and he has said that he will enter Estelal, so we'll see which song he brings. At 22, it's Ireland, Leslie Roy, Story of My Life. So this is quite a refreshing sort of change of direction from Ireland. It's a really positive, up-tempo song from Leslie. It does have quite a retro feel, and it's very, very Katy Perry. It undeniably sounds like a Katy Perry song, but that's no bad thing because I've always enjoyed sort of Katy Perry songs. Leslie seems really bubbly. She's openly gay. She's married to American wife of sort of 10 years now. And actually the music video to this is very much a celebration of equality and diversity. She's also been a songwriter for other artists like Adam Lambert as well. So yeah, I think a really enjoyable song. This would have been a really good party song at Eurovision 2020. It's unclear if she'll be Ireland's entry for the next contest. She was an internal selection. I think she would like to go to Eurovision, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that RTE let her be the entry for next year. And at 21 is Albania. Aralena Ara, Fall from the Sky.
Fall from the sky.
So just misses out on the top 20, and it roughly marks the sort of the halfway point. And I had a bit of a challenge placing this because I really liked the winning version of this song that was performed at the Albanian national final, that won the ever Albanian national final. That was called Charge and was in Albanian. A really very typical kind of, in some ways, but Albanian power rock ballad with Aralena's amazing vocals, and it was really a powerful song. Now the concert version was in English, and actually, apparently, this song was originally written in English and then was translated in Albanian for the national final. But I do think the Albanian version is much the stronger. So I think this is a slight amalgam of how I feel about the two different versions. I know I should be judging just on the contest version, but also there's no live vocal live of the English version as yet because it came out kind of quite towards the end of the sort of the season, whereas of course the Albanian national finals all the way back at Christmas time. Like many Albanian singers, Aralena has a great voice, and I've really enjoyed the last few Albanian songs. There's combinations of really powerful voices combined with actually that kind of Albanian rock and power ballad. So those were some of my sort of mid-table songs, all of which I liked, but we'll be back soon when we enter my top 20.